I got that link, but I got another video that I put in the playlist. I'm over here wondering if it's the same video. I'm about to find out. Is this the one that just uploaded? Like, yeah, this might be the same one. I just hold on a second. Yep.
Chance. Right now, I'm coming. Tell Dalguno coming right now. We sliding right now.
More like
This
Johnny
dude
the
got a
Second.
fucking Nightwing
I feel
fucking
like people
baton.
deserve to have a second chance. Right now, I'm coming. Tell Dalguno coming right now. We sliding right now.
More like Johnny Vasectomy. Johnny Somali.
Bro,
More
shut
like
the before I
Scratcher
shut this off right now. Shut
Johnny,
bro, shut
Johnny eating Ebola.
the crash the shut the bro, it's not. Do you understand what Donald Trump would do?
All right, so Johnny Somali had another mental crash out at the chat after getting trolled. And as I'm watching more of this 9-hour live stream, I'm starting to realize that he has major daddy issues. And that might explain why he's like this. So just to clarify on the timeline, this happened after the first interaction with the police, but before the second one. So far, I've watched about half of the 9-hour stream, so you don't have to. And these are the best clips I found that truly explains the situation. The first clip is better left unsaid, but take a look at this.
Send me $200. I'll jerk off on cam.
Damu Blood, you got a lot of haters because you made it. Thank you, Damu Blood.
I'll jerk off on cam on Discord.
Shut the fuck up, Hank.
If you send me $200.
So you heard that right. He's so strapped for cash that he's now offering to jerk off for $200 on Discord. I don't know who the hell would pay that amount of money for that when you can watch a bunch of other stuff like that for free on the internet. I mean, there's no amount of money you could pay me to watch that. But moving on to the next one, they are trolling him again with the vasectomy comments. And now it's starting to make sense. At least it will in a few minutes.
I had one of my platforms back, which I'm 100% sure will come back to me. Twitch, Kick, etc. One of the platforms will let me back. You know what I mean? I think this guy is the limit. I really do need to grow up. I need to mature. I do need to make some changes in my behavior and my content. I need to censor myself a little bit more. But the thing is, I just don't give a. I just don't give a. I just the main core problem is I don't give a. I say whatever I want.
Somali's father sent $3. Johnny Somali. More like Johnny Vasectomy. Johnny Somali. More like Johnny Vasectomy. Johnny Somali. More like Johnny Vasectomy.
Shut the
Johnny Somali. More like Johnny Vasectomy. Johnny Somali.
Bro,
more like Johnny Vasectomy.
Shut the fuck up before I shut this off right now. I'll end the stream right now. I'll end this. Shut the fuck up with that stupid ass. I'll end the whole stream right now. Stop testing my patience. Shit is not. I said some deep shit one time.
See, Johnny's not getting vasectomy. Guess who's getting vasectomy? I'm getting vasectomy.
So when he said, I said some deep shit one time, we know exactly what he's talking about now. Because when he was drunk a few months ago, he actually opened up a little bit more than he should have.
You guys know what my dad told me? My dad just, my dad texted me that I should not have kids. That made me so sad. What kind of dad tells his son that? That's why I'm gonna drink till I'm sideways tonight, bro. I don't care. I hope your dad don't. My dad disowned me, man. I hope your dad he's just angry. He doesn't like that I do streaming as a job. He thinks it's like super stupid. He wants me to be like in a cubicle doing some other stuff, you know.
So you heard that right. His dad disowned him, said that he should get a vasectomy and never reproduce. And honestly, I think that is a great idea. The last thing we need is more Johnny Somalis roaming the world. Now, the viewers know that it's a sensitive spot, and trust me, he's not building it up or hyping it up for the donations. These are very tiny, bare minimum $3 donations. He gets $50 donations from his real viewers. He is legitimately getting pissed off at this, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Take a look at this.
Love you, Johnny and Hank. Thank you, Willie.
Somali is a scammer, sent $3. The
His
drink
dad
is a
is
sody
on
pop.
him?
Got no alcohol in it. Johnny Somali, more like Johnny Sody Pop.
It's not a scam.
Johnny vasectomy. Johnny
Shut the fuck
Johnny
up, yes. Bro, shut
Johnny
the fuck up, bro.
Johnny the jewels clipped.
Yo, shut the fuck up. Yes.
Why'd you tell me to get vasectomy?
8% on that
Anonymous
bitch.
sent $3. You should go to Incheon Airport and run straight to the plane, dodging security and all the rest.
Hey, I'll tell y'all the story. Y'all know when ran into my hotel and was looking for my shoes,
His dad.
the Dongdae Moon police literally put me into a police car and drove me all the way to the airport. I have the footage, and as soon as I get the footage back, I'm gonna tap in with Alex and another editor. I have a documentary footage, Hank. The police giving me a police escort to the airport.
Hell yeah.
I'm like JFK in this country.
Dongdae Moon police are actually decent guys, I guess.
You're a witness, Hank. Did the Dongdae Moon police not drive me all the way to Incheon Airport?
Yes,
I got
The police drove me 1 hour, 2 hours to the airport to escape the ops.
I'll believe it when I see it. Honestly, Johnny Somali lies so much. I highly doubt that is true. But what he's going to say next is pretty sad. It's another pathetic attempt to plead to Donald Trump to help him. Donald Trump is not going to help him. That is not going to happen. But Johnny Somali is desperate at this point, so he'll try anything.
For a month, though.
And they were watching Young Man stream in the car laughing. I got all the footage. I was recording the police and the police. Bro, I'm a VIP in this country. I'm a United States citizen. I'm a VIP. They cannot allow an American citizen to die in South Korea.
I can't tell. Is that like tea?
What Trump would do? Do you understand what Donald Trump would do? I am a freedom of speech. I am a freedom of expression. And Trump will save me from this. I'm Johnny JFK. Jewish Johnny JFK.
It's not the first time he begs for the help of the U.S. government. He posted this 12 hours ago. I am formally requesting President Donald Trump to aid in freeing an American citizen who is illegally and wrongfully being held in South Korea. They send Samsung, LG, Hyundai, and Kia products to our country, yet I see no Ford cars or USA products here. Raise the tariffs. In the next clip, they are continuing to trigger Johnny with racism. Basically, they're fighting racism with racism.
World Health Organization sent $5. Johnny has Ebola. Hank has corona. Johnny is an Ebola midget who should get a vasectomy. Take that bone out of your nose, you Ebola midget, spear-throwing, mud-eating moon cricket. Get back in the mud hut and scratch that booty. Johnny is an Ebola midget.
I already have my bachelor's degree. Jeez. I think I'm going to go to medical school after this Johnny Somali arc is over.
The fact that he thinks he would be allowed in any school is laughable. He would be so much of a distraction. There is no way he can have a normal life after this. Even if he's in prison for 3 to 4 years and they ship him back to the States, his life will never be the same again. He will forever be Johnny Somali, the nuisance streamer.
Everybody, please look. I'm gonna give you guys Hank's YouTube channel. I need everybody right now. We need to get Hank to 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Right now, because we're gonna monetize Hank's channel. Everybody, right now, if you're watching this stream, I need you guys to go to Hank's channel right now and subscribe to Hank's channel. Because me and Hank are gonna go outside together and go do IRL.
Camping?
So, yes, we're gonna do camping, all this shit, explore, whatever bullshit we can do in Korea, because Korea is boring.
So I included this clip because it's important. He says that the channel he's currently streaming on is Hank's channel. The Johnny Somali channel belongs to Hank. So why would he be promoting another channel that belongs to Hank? Once again, his story is not adding up, and YouTube is not going to fall for this.
Somali's father sent $3. Hi son, I should have got a vasectomy when I had the chance. Instead, I unleashed a low IQ Ebola in the world. Learn from my mistakes.
I'm about to crash out.
Don't get in the gene pool of the world by more mud-eating Ebola.
Shut the f up, bro. It's not funny, bro. I tell these niggas that, yes, I will say it. My father told me not to have kids. Yes, he said that. But for you to take that and make that a joke is not a f***ing game. It's not f***ing funny. Yes, my father said, do not have kids. He did say that. I'm going to be honest. He did say that. I don't care. I don't give a f***. But if you want to keep sending that donation, whatever. Smart man. My dad said, do not have kids. Chat, be honest. Was he saying the right thing?
Yes, he absolutely was. He knows what he's talking about, and you should not reproduce.
Was he saying the right thing? Yes. My dad said, do not have kids.
No one should have kids.
And he said, everything you have done to these Asians, these Japanese, and these Koreans, anything you've done, I did not raise you like this. You are a disgrace, and you are not my son. He said all these things. I'm going to be honest with y'all. That's what he said. I'm going to be honest. That's what he said. He said, do not have children, and everything you did to these Japanese people and these Koreans is fucked up, and I didn't raise you like that. I raised you in a good
at least
household.
his father has some sense.
I raised you in a f***ing rich area. You know, so maybe I need to change, guys. Maybe I do. Maybe I need to do better.
So now he's about to talk about the redemption arc, which will never happen, by the way. Every time he says that, he does some dumb shit a couple hours later. And in this case, it's 100% true, because this happened Friday before he went out to drink. And when he went out to drink, he was brandishing his pepper spray, acting like a total degenerate. So the redemption arc is not going to happen. You might as well stop talking about it.
Maybe I need to do better. Because my dad said, if you have kids, I'm going to end up taking care of them. That's what my dad said. I'm not gonna lie to I'm not gonna lie to That's what he said. I don't care. Clip this ship it, whatever. That's what the said. There's a protest right now on Seoul-cheong Station. Yo, Oromo Daddy's crazy. IRL. You need to do better? No, I need to do better. I need to change. The one 24 years old. A lot of the people did stupid shit in their 20s. The thing is, everybody did not have a live stream camera filming them every single day in their worst moments when they're on drugs and drinking and going crazy and crashing out for kick donations.
He needs to accept that he is a problem.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can do better. You know what I mean? What if I do have a redemption arc?
What's the protest about?
Stop being pathetic. I'm not being pathetic. I'm just being honest. I can't be real. I'm being real. I'm being honest. This is my own YouTube channel. I can't talk honestly. What's the protest about in that Seoul channel? I feel like people deserve to have check it. I don't think I'm innocent. I think I've done I don't think I'm the most perfect, but I think people are. I feel like people deserve to have a second.
Yes, people do deserve a second chance, but Johnny, you used that one quite a while ago. Now you're on your 8th, 9th, 14th chance. Enough is enough. You're not going to get it. It's quite obvious that you will never learn and you will never change. So no, you don't deserve another chance. Now the next thing he's going to talk about is Dalgun, and I did a little bit more verifications, and I can verify that he did indeed get that fine. Now, if you want to help him, I will once again leave his PayPal in the description. And yeah, I'm sure he can use the money because he got fined with over 7,000 USD. But once again, only help him out if you can and if you feel like it. I'm not forcing you to do anything. But this is what Johnny Somali had to say about the situation.
The last time I fought Harrison was 2 years ago. Huge crowd. Dalgun said he's on stream. He's going to f you up if you pull up to the protest. Really? Alright, that sound like content. That sound like content. Send this stream to DC Inside. Go outside right now. Send the address right now to my Discord right now. Send the address.
When did Doggins say he'll fuck you up?
Today.
When?
Today. That's what's out there.
Send it.
Tell them.
Hey, send the clip to me.
Send the clip right now to Hank. Let's go.
Chuck Stiegel sent $3. You are actively ruining your life. I truly can't wait to hear about your life in prison. How do you truly think this is going to end? You need to show remorse. Enjoy the $3 measly. You're a loser, cuss.
Pull up on the protest. We gotta go to the protest.
Right.
Dalgoon said he was gonna fuck me up last protest. And he, bro, do you understand if Dalgoon touches me, how up Dalgoon is gonna be? Dalgoon cannot put a finger on me, bro. I'm not even gonna talk about what the prosecutors of Korea just texted me to my phone today. The prosecution of Korea just texted me on my phone today. Dalgoon already got.
So I got like so many options. Lamp,
I dare Dalgoon.
Oblivion, Fatal Fury, Exposition.
So what the prosecutors probably told him is that Dalgoon was found guilty and he was fined $7,000 USD. But Johnny is still scared because he was supposed to go to the protest, but he didn't go because he's too scared of Dalgoon.
Insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again. Like Voss Montenegro. Now Johnny, he's shot at you. Shot at you.
We got more viewers than Dalgoon right now. We got, tell that, when you talking that chat, I'll call Dalgoon right now on Instagram.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. These videos take so damn long to edit. First of all, I have to listen to this guy talk for hours and hours and hours just to find the good parts. Then I have to mute all his swearing and his crap to make it fit for YouTube. So if you appreciate the videos, please subscribe. In the next clip, he says that he's going to show up and he's going to pull up on Dalgoon, but we all know that ain't happening.
Oh, he's saying Somali. Tell him I'm coming. Write it in Korean. Hey, go to Dalgoon's stream right now. Tell him Somali's coming. Right now, I'm coming. Tell Dalgoon I'm coming right now, nigga. We sliding, nigga. Tell him. Right now, we sliding.
Bro, what is he going to do?
We sliding, Dalgoon. We sliding right now. Sliding. Tell Dalgoon we sliding right now. We sliding. Tell Dalgoon I'm sliding right now. Dalgoon, why don't you tell Dalgoon? Don't make me show the court records right now. What the prosecutors just... The prosecutors just sent me the text today that Dalgoon just got punished. The prosecutor sent me the message right now. You want to play? The prosecutor just... How much money they took out your bank account?
Hank, you ain't staying long. Dang.
Honestly, I don't know why he's so proud about that situation. You got punched after you challenged the internet to come find you, and then you ratted him out to the cops and you ran like a baby. So you're not looking good here whatsoever. And it's not like you got the $7,000. It's not going in your pockets. It's going into the coffers of the South Korean government. So it's really not the W you think it is.
We're not going to provoke him tonight, because that's a separate situation. He already lost in court for that. He got punished and lost in court for that. And if he touches me again, he does prison time. So tonight, we're not provoking him. But I can go to the location he's at freely. If he's at it, I can go to wherever he's at.
You don't even have to interact with him.
I don't have to interact.
Exactly.
I went to the protest with Alex and Mondo. He remember he came up to me and said, "Somebody." He's not gonna touch though. He's not gonna touch though. Crash out. I didn't even finish this chat. Yo, we'll do. Let me get Harrison.
Johnny Vasectomy sent $3. Johnny Vasectomy is an Ebola. 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 Johnny Vasectomy is an Ebola.
So remember a few minutes ago he was asking
It's the
for a
fact
second
that
chance?
Hank
Well,
fucking
now
laughed.
he's claiming that he hasn't really done anything wrong, which truly shows that he has no remorse whatsoever.
Ice Poseidon was crazy in his early 20s. I'm 24. Ice was crazy in his 21, 22, 24. If I just chill down, calm down, don't get banned from platforms, relax, tone myself down, the sky is the fucking limit. I already have the name recognition. That's all that matters, bro. I haven't really done anything that's like super really cancelable. I never raped anybody, never killed anybody, never stole nothing, never damaged property. I never anybody.
You said a lot of crazy ass shit.
Honestly, never. I made a joke about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I danced on a statue. I made a couple racist jokes. Bro, Trainwrecks TV used to sneeze and say that hard or N-word. And say hard or N-word.
So in the next clip, he was trying to get another streamer to come hang out with him. He goes by HIV Andy, and he was so desperate. The guy was clearly saying, no, I don't want to hang out tonight. I'm busy. And Johnny Somali was just pathetically begging for him to spend time with him. It was really sad to see, to be honest.
That, you are convincing. So maybe
I'm like, you can get more clout than sniping this kid hanging out with me. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I would like to reconcile from our 2 years ago of, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
And honestly, we should go out a couple of nights without the live stream and go on some degenerate you know what I mean? Let's go get some Korean pussy. How about that? We'll do that together. All right. But I'll talk to you later, Harrison. Yeah. I'll talk to you later, Harrison. Just you got my contact. Whenever you want to link up and.
So in the next clip, Johnny Somali claims that when he shows up to court in about 2 weeks, he's going to say that the twerking on the subway was not twerking. It was actually an African mating call. You heard that right. Take a look at this.
What? Are you for real right now?
Johnny twerked on the subway.
Yeah.
That is racial profiling. That is an African mating call. That is part of.
Okay, so the pictures. Alright. Ain't no fucking way. Because that's gonna work. If that's not some bullshit.
I'm gonna tell the judge that's an African mating call. They told the judge, the prosecutor, Your Honor, he did a dance called twerking on the subway. Bro, when they told the judge,
he really twerked on the subway though. What the fuck?
You know what the judge faced? What? He said, what?
Now in the next clip, Johnny Somali begs for money. And I want to talk about this for a moment because I want to remind him who the winners and the losers are. He is a loser that has to beg for cash. Meanwhile, the rest of us are enjoying life. For me and my family, barbecue season just started. I cooked up a tomahawk steak with some lamb, and I'm sure wherever you are, you're enjoying life as well and making the most out of it. And meanwhile, Johnny Somali has to beg for cash.
We got wine bottles, we got drink, we got everything. Like, you want us to go outside and go to... If I see a 250 hit drop, and it cannot be...
Not even that, no.
What, you think it's 250 is too low?
Yeah, that's too low.
What should we charge?
500 at least.
500, 250 is better.
Dalton's getting a shit of money.
Yeah, bro, you're not Dial Goon getting way more for doing nothing.
To be a protest.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all oil us up. 250, 500, we out there. Let me see it.
This is like
two grown men begging for
Johnny
money.
and
Absolutely
Hank is just
pathetic.
like.
Anyways, that's it for the video. I've watched about half of the 9-hour live stream, so there might be more videos coming tomorrow and in the following days. Make sure you're subscribed to not miss that. We are gaining hundreds, if not thousands, of subscribers per day, but let's accelerate the movement. Let's get to 100K. Also, you may or may not be aware that I do have a spin-off channel called 15 Seconds of Shame, and I just posted a video a few hours ago about a kick.
Oh, Tanner, you didn't do anything, though.
Let's watch this 2-minute shit, then.
He didn't do anything. Guys, he didn't do anything.
All right, so we have some more nuisance streamers getting arrested. Now, I'm not familiar with these clowns. I don't even know what's their username or whatever on Kick. I just saw this random clip on Twitter, but you can make them out within 2 minutes. You can see that they're there, they're aggravating people, they're just bothering people, creating a commotion for clout, and they got exactly what they deserve. Check this out.
I said, ask her, did I say bitch? No. No, chill, hold on. Hey, bitch, hey, quit. Hey,
yeah, stupid version of that shit.
Hey. Hey, why is the fat chick smacking me?
So obviously you can see what kind of content creator this guy is. He's just insulting this woman for absolutely no reason. And these kind of guys, they love to act tough like that with women. But then when a man comes up, all of a sudden they're going to coward. We've seen this before with other Kick streamers like Action Man. That piece of crap was insulting a bunch of women in a bar, and as soon as their boyfriend showed up, then he ran away like a bitch. And I'm sure this guy is no different.
Why is the fat chick smacking me? Back it up.
I don't know. Well, actually, I mean, what else are you supposed to do with a chain? I don't know. So, I mean, I guess that's not his fault, but depends on how he was doing it, how he was moving.
What, man, boy, pussy ass boy? What? You soft ass kick? What? No, it's not. Bro, I'm done. Bro, he's not doing. He didn't do anything. Stop, Tanner. You didn't do anything, though. I watched it, guys. He didn't do anything. Guys, he didn't do anything.
Not so tough anymore, right? And his friend there is just begging, stop, don't arrest him. What pathetic losers. Obviously, they don't understand the simple concept of disorderly conduct, which is exactly what they were doing here. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next.
Oh, damn, that was big as shit. Hold on a second. Hold on, don't I have... Dang. Oh, you got another link? Bet. Hold on. Just want to see if I can find something. Alright, bet. Let's just see. There's really no videos on the Sinners movie, like any, like, you know, breakdowns. Like, I just wanted to watch like a breakdown video, but those aren't gonna be out anytime soon. You gotta wait until it goes to streaming or some shit.
Guys, I just got robbed.
Hey guys, I just got robbed. What the heck?
On Rodeo Drive for $300,000 worth of my diamond chains. Pretty cooked.
The Jack
I'm pretty cooked. What? Hold on.
Guys, I just got robbed on Rodeo Drive for $300,000 worth of my diamond chains. Pretty cooked.
Now, Jack Doherty was walking the streets with his 6'9" bodyguard. Obviously, he doesn't go anywhere without it, because if he doesn't, he can't act all tough. But a couple of guys confronted Jack, and that 6'9" bodyguard couldn't do shit because they were held at gunpoint, and Jack was robbed out of his $300,000 jewelry. Now, people are laughing at this. People are laughing at him. They're making fun of him. How dare you laugh at him alone? How dare you make fun of him alone? We're supposed to do this together.
That's great.
Oh, you had me at the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that didn't stop me. I didn't even know they were there. I was like fighting with the guys. They're trying to get them the fuck off me so I can keep my watch and shit.
You know when Jack is lying? When he takes his shirt off. 3 seconds ago, he had his shirt on. That was the time he was telling the truth to the officer that, you know, I raised my hand. I was like, take everything you want, you donkeys. Just don't hurt me. But obviously, he can't say that in front of the camera because, you know, he's an old tough guy on the internet. But obviously he has a reputation to maintain, so he got him. He got all of them. As a matter of fact, he took 3 down, but the other 2, they unfortunately got him. As you can see how hurt he is, how hurt he looks.
But like literally the chains were gone instantly. Like I was like, fuck.
So now I believe he got robbed out of his $300,000 necklace. I don't believe it's exactly how he's saying it went down, because the second he started saying, oh, they came after me and I did this, I was fighting them off, both police officers started laughing. Like, that's not what we heard.
Like I was like,
so when you yeah, tell us what happened. So when you went to the ground,
I'm like pinned up against the wall, me and her, and like I get pinned up against the wall like this, and I see my chains right there in this guy's hand, and I'm being pushed like this. Some other guy's going at my watch, and I'm like trying to fight him off. And then,
so 4 dudes, they pushed you against the wall like instantly, and just one took your chain.
Somehow, like
one's holding you.
Like we're all here, like 5 of us were right here.
So you didn't get it on video.
Christy and the 4 guys, and then next thing I know, Dave and 2 of the guys are there, and then one of the guys chasing me around the street trying to get my watch off. So
you went fully across the street.
And then the other guy's like, nah, we got the chains. And then the other guy stopped chasing
We got the chains.
Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty's cooked, all right?
So it was a couple of guys. They got out of the car. They cornered them. It was him and his new girlfriend, some OF creator that he's pimping, and I believe his cameraman. There's no footage I can find of them being live. They were just not streaming, although they were streaming it, and they deleted it because that was
Boondocks episode for real.
I think Jack screamed.
No kidding.
Like a girl, which is understandable. If people come towards you with a gun, you do whatever they say, and you become a bitch the second they have a gun and you don't, right? And also I want to say, like, I know I'm clowning on him. I know I shit on this guy a lot. He's quite popular on this channel, but I never wish anything harm towards him. Just want to make that clear if you get the wrong idea. I just enjoy shitting on him. I just enjoy pointing at him and laughing at him, and I'm very glad that the gun wasn't used in this situation.
Oh, he was robbed at gunpoint?
People might say, oh, he will deserve it. He deserves it. Calm down. It's not that. He's a douchebag, okay? We don't like him. He deserves to be shot in the face. He doesn't deserve to be gunned down, okay? 2 different things. If you have that kind of hate for him, you need help. You seriously need some help. Now, I don't know if the jewelry was $300,000. It's believable, but I don't know. Also, if it is real,
I thought they just beat his ass and took the chain. That's all I thought.
Why would you even buy $300,000 jewelry? What, a necklace, it's a watch. Sure, you have money. Sure, you want to ice it out between your friends. Fine, but walking it down the street is not a very wise idea. Only if you go to like gatherings or house parties or dinners, you can wear that. But wearing it just by walking on the street, there are motherfuckers out there stealing pizza. There's this video I found of an old man delivering pizza, and they stole his pizza.
Oh, motherfuckers stealing pizza now? Come on.
I gotta get the money first.
I know. Let me see. I'm not doing that.
I gotta get the money first.
Open the pizza.
2 pan pizzas.
Damn. You run all the way across the street?
I ran there, then I was like,
stealing
if I go there,
pizza,
it's me and him,
bro.
so I was like, I have to come back.
And then what his boys said, oh, we got the chains, and
yeah,
he turned around and
yelled, and they hopped in the car.
Now, Jack's bodyguard, the guy who's supposed to protect him, obviously he protects people, Jack's shoulder bumps, but when a couple of robbers, they come, he can't. But he shared his side of the story and why they were so successful with this robbery.
I don't know, they pulled up, I heard the tires screeching, I was standing right here. I heard the tires screeching, I looked to my left and I see everybody hop out. And I tried to beat them to you. And I just remember tackling one guy, and the guy you were talking about, I had him with my left hand. Then I seen the gun, and I had to hold up. I had to draw back.
Damn, bro.
We all knew this day would come, but we all thought it's going to be someone that Jack pisses off. Not the fact that someone just wants to rob him, but we all knew that a security guard can't do shit if there's a gun involved. And as he said, like, he tried to shoot off one by one, but as he saw the gun, he had to pull back. Why? Because it's not worth dying for Jack, honestly. Now, people are saying this is the worst security guard I've ever seen in my life. He needs to be fired ASAP. we're not security guards. We are protectors, protecting our family and loved ones, but Jack is not a loved one. You get what I'm saying? What we can do is put ourselves in someone who has a security guard. If I'm being robbed and they just won my jewelry and they're, probably holding a gun against me as well. First of all, my security guard always needs to have an MP5 on him at all times.
An MP5?
Maybe not MP5, maybe like something smaller like Uzi. Pistol will work as well, but my point is he needs to be weaponized. If he's not, and if there's multiple guys with guns pointing at us, I want him to do nothing. Because I don't want him to die for me, because he's gonna die. 100%. There is no coming back from it. If he shot one or two people, other people have the weapon. But it makes you kind of question things as well. Why didn't he have a gun on him? The security guard. Some would say this was an inside job. Maybe he had enough with Jack and wanted to go out with a boom, because I think he's gonna get fired after this. If not, then he's gonna stay on. He's gonna quit later on after everything settles down. I don't know, honestly. I'm just speaking out of my ass right now. But you should always have a weapon on you. And whenever I see any streamer, any big streamer or anyone, they have like bodyguards with them. All the bodyguards, they have like weapons on them, pistols and stuff, which I'm shocked that this guy didn't have. Maybe that day he decided to keep it at home, or
Speed's bodyguards don't have pistols. I don't think.
It was an inside job. I don't know.
Or maybe they do.
Just theorizing the whole thing. But my point is, it's never worth dying over materialistic shit. If you put all your money on a watch or all your money on a car, you're being robbed, just let it go. You can buy it again. You can buy that shit again. You can buy your life back. And the thing is, with rich people, they want to spend like $300,000 on a chain. People know you're rich. Why not buy like a $200 chain? They're gonna assume it's $300,000. So who cares? You know what I mean? Like, be smart with your money. Don't be a donkey with it. But thinking about buying or showing off a chain that's $300,000 is a donkey move in the first place, in my opinion. Why would you want to pay that much money for a chain? It's so stupid. But anyways, just wanted to share this with you. Your number one host of this news about celebrities and donkey people doing donkey activities about donkey stuff. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos.
I'll leave a like.
I'll see you at the next one. Anyways.
Tough guy got humble.
There's an interesting phenomenon a lot of us have observed where the smaller something is, the more aggressive it tends to be. At least in two cases that I can think of, like with dogs. Like, small dogs oftentimes go ballistic, like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries, and just like trying to attack bigger animals or like get really loud, like Chihuahuas are notorious for it. But we can observe that same behavior in small men.
You just got links on deck. Alright, bet.
I think probably the best example of that is Bagel Boss. I know that's a deep cut at this point because it happened quite a few years ago. That's like referencing season 1 of the internet at this point with how fast things move. But I think a lot of you remember the Bagel Boss where he freaked out, it started going crazy and reckless all because he thought someone was making fun of his height. And short man syndrome is something that's been discussed quite a bit. As a short man, I can tell you with confidence, it's not all of us. We don't all have that trait. But the reason I bring that up is because of a body cam I watched today where someone who had no right talking the shit they were talking tried it on an officer and they got...
Greedy. Yeah, because this dude is taking forever. Charlie over here is taking a long time to get to the point. Pretty sure the video's dope though.
Live. 6,000 people were watching while her top donator stepped Mogami's 30 times, then kicked her lifeless body and asked, "Are you dead yet?" What did she do to make this man so angry? And yet, despite such a cruel crime, a lot of people side with him. What? She got what she deserved. This is karma. They think he's in the right. Isn't that crazy? But the thing is that a part of Mogami's cute persona online, behind the scenes she was a really twisted person, a sociopath even. So what exactly made this man do such an awful thing? And how did the whole story actually went down? Just 4 years ago, Mogami, 18 years old at the time, was a streamer on a platform Fuwachi.tv. I hope I read that right. She had 4K subs, which is a lot for the website, and one of those subs was Kenichi Takano, a 40-year-old man who was kinda into her. and he showed his support by sending her a lot of money. At the time, it would be like $1,000 a month, and considering that average wage there is also like $1,000 a month,
this reminds me of
something. He was a
something.
big fan.
This reminds me of a video I watched
a
couple days ago.
Works in Kabakura,
I gotta watch
in Tokyo.
it.
He would drive all the way from Okayama to Tokyo, which is like 5 hours on the road. All that just to spend some time with her. For those who don't know, Kabakura is a place where hostess take care of customers, usually men. Nothing sexual going on, just socializing. They talk, drink, flirt, yada yada. I just want to make sure we are on the same page here. And now after that Kabakura visit, the real problem started. Mogami reached out to him through the Line app, which is a Japanese messaging app, but while Kenichi was looking for a friend, Mogami had little different plans. That's why on 8th of September, she reached out to him asking for money. I'm sorry, but I forgot my wallet when I went to work yesterday, so I'm really strapped for cash. I'll give it back to you when I go get it tomorrow or the day after. And she needs it right now. Takano answers within a minute, asking how much does she need, to which she responds with 10,000? 10,000 yen in 2018 would be around $90 by the way. She did say that she would repay him tomorrow, however, that never happened. But that didn't really bother her, it seems like, because only a week after she would reach out again, asking him for another 20,000 yen. Takano saying he couldn't do it, but she was meaning business, suggesting different options how she could get her sweet money. And she saw that it works. Takano will always send her money. So another week she asks for 50,000 yen, which would be around $450 this time. And she would get creative too with the excuses. Here's saying her sister is pregnant and she needs money for an abortion. Wow. She's shameless with it. But why was Takano doing it? The thing about Japanese culture is that self-acceptance there is pretty low actually. If you're a super smart, super this, super that, you'll start thinking to yourself that you're actually worthless. It's built in a society in a way. So then you join a company with salary so crazy low when it's a question whether you're gonna survive or not. You basically wake up, go to work, come home, sleep and repeat. And despite that, you still don't make enough money. That's why you see people passed out on the street of Japan. They overwork themselves. And on top of that, people are scared they can't keep up with a family. So they don't marry, they don't have kids, and eventually they get very depressed. They think to themselves that they're nothing. But wait, all of a sudden, there's a young girl who gives me attention. Sure, I give her donations. I'll visit her in Kabakura, but I think she actually likes me, you know? Well, nobody can really tell for sure why was the guy doing it, but most likely this is the reason. However, if it would stop here, it would be whatever. But Mogami just couldn't stop and it got much worse. On the 19th of November, Takano said, "I'm worried," referring to the money situation. Mogami responded with, "Hey, where did she get the money from?" After that, he tells her that he was taking loans to help her out. That's wild, but it will get even crazier. Because Mogami doesn't care and she asks him to borrow from another company. "I want about 50,000 yen to be withdrawn right now." She doesn't even say please. She doesn't even add that Discord pleading emoji that all the UFO girls send. No, she makes it seem like he has to do it, even though he just said he was taking out loans. That's crazy. In fact, it got so bad he lied about his income and employment just so he could support his favorite streamer. And she hits him back with, "I looked into it and it turns out that if you have a job that qualifies you as a self-employed person or you're receiving money in tax-friendly way, you can still borrow the money if you can't prove it. I lied about my annual income and working hours. Even if you don't have your personal information registered as a regular employee, you can still pass the screening and it's often impossible to confirm." Dude, how does she know all that? It looks like this guy wasn't her first victim. This wasn't confirmed, of course, however, it looks kinda weird, not gonna lie. He then also specified that billing address that he put there was his parents' house. So at this point, his whole family's on the line. Yet she doesn't give a single dame. You might think that this guy is kinda stupid. Well, you have to understand that Mogami was a grandmaster at manipulation. Top 500 even. And not on NA servers, but EU. So you know she was very good. I know people IRL who were lied to their faces, cashed out till last drop, and yet they still think she likes them back. When you're alone, you like the idea that someone likes you. Kenichi probably was not doing so good mentally overall, and when someone like Mogami manipulates them, it's pretty hard to fight back. Well, and now this is where the real problem started. "So I applied to another company to borrow the money," says Kenichi, and she pulls out a Discord pleading emoji card. In other words, starter pack of all manipulators. And he hits her back with, "I hope I can borrow it, and whatever this is, I want to die if I can borrow the money." Damn, holy, that escalated quickly. don't say that. I wanna do it. And then just few hours later, she says she can live without him and that she loves him. Here you can clearly see that first she makes him feel like he is the only one who can save her and help her, and right after that she gives him exactly what he wants to hear. This is absolutely disgusting, Jesus Christ. If anyone else ever finds himself in this situation, I swear to God, just run, okay? The longer you stay, the harder it is to get out. So altogether, Kenichi gave her 2.5 million yen, which would be around $20,000, and half of the money he borrowed from the creditors. So around January of 2023, he needed the money back that he lended her. Not the whole 2.5 million yen, of course, just a little bit at least. Tomorrow is the repayment date, so please. Sorry, can it be 2 days? Well, yeah, okay, but 2 days for real. Then big surprise, 2 days later, nothing happened. Please deposit. What's going on? You said on the 2nd. What's up? Next day he says, please give me the money back. And then on the 5th, he asks if she's gonna pay him at all. No, yeah, I'll pay you back. Takano then asks if she's being honest, and after that, she just disappears. She took the money and ghosted him for good. That's crazy. Despite she didn't talk to Takano anymore, she still showed up to the streams pretty often, where she even celebrated the fact that she's gonna get married soon with a fiance who makes good money. Now, what do you mean good money? You can't send your top donator even $1 while he's literally running from debt collectors. And at some point, Takano had enough. He took her to the court and won the lawsuit. He would get his 2.5 million yen back plus 3% interest rate a year. Judge was completely on Takano's side. He was in the right. But in reality, the fact that he won the case didn't mean anything. Mogami would talk about the situation time to time on her streams, talking about Takano in a very negative way. She said she borrowed some money from the guy who turned out to be a huge creep, so she blocked him. Easy peasy. Which is funny, since for the whole chat history, he never said anything inappropriate, and he was very respectful. She even made it seem like it's not a big deal and all she has to do is to pay the money back. Yet still, not a single cent was sent back. He had platinum badge on her profile, which meant she was top streamer of the site, earning around 400k yen a month. For a few months now, Takano was living in poverty, watching a woman online who robbed him of everything. He tried sorting it legally outside court, nothing worked. He was all by himself, depressed. Even though he won the case, it seemed like court didn't care and didn't take any steps in helping Takano get his money back. And then something snapped in Takano and he decided to do something awful. On the 7th of March 2025, he sent her one last message, putting the blame on himself, saying he shouldn't have fallen in love with her, nor he shouldn't have trusted her, asking one last time to get his money back, to which he was once again put on delivered. 4 days later, Aimogami would do some IRL streaming. Takano recognized the area, took public transport and traveled for 2 hours while watching her stream. Once he got off of the transport,
she gets married to a 5-star man but can't help her.
Half an hour, and then incident occurred. He jumped her live on stream, striking her with a sharp knife and stabbing her 30 times. Mogami was screaming for help, but then she suddenly stopped. All this time he didn't flinch, he didn't show any emotion, he just stared down while repeating the same motion over and over and over. 30 times is a lot, like crazy a lot. When he was done, he just looked down at her and asked whether she's dead yet. Screen then turned black and viewers could hear sirens in the background, and everyone was very shocked, since these kind of things almost never happen in Japan. Aftermath of this situation is not black and white, but in this situation, Japanese people are sympathizing way too much with the killer, not the victim. There is no way you can borrow 2.5 million yen and just say, I don't know, block? I can't approve of murder, but I can understand the feeling of murderer's intent. Okay, I think we can all agree on the fact that no one, absolutely no one, should be the judge of someone else's life. That's too much power, and no one should have that option. Was Aimogami twisted, awful, and horrible person? Yeah, 100%. She should be put in jail and pay Takano back like, I don't know, 5 times the amount? Something like that. But did she deserve to be killed? No, absolutely not. I personally don't understand understand how was court not able to resolve this. I have read somewhere that they told Takano that he couldn't find Mogami to make her pay him back, yet she was live almost daily. I don't know, it's very weird, very sad, and very twisted story. If there's any moral you should take out of this, then it's this: if you lend someone money, kinda expect that you're not seeing them ever again, cause taking out loans to support your favorite streamers, that's kinda too far, not gonna lie. Anyway, my name is Pepazilla. If you like the video, then I don't know, subscribe I guess, right?
I just saw this video the other
They
day.
lean down to look at their adorable newborn baby. They smile. The castle garrison is caught up in a tiny boat with some members of her crew. With
this story
these
was
days
low-key
seems way too
fucked
young,
up.
but for a mother of 7 in the 1300s who had also been, you know, a freaking pirate, it was a pretty good run. Number 2, Jirozaimon.
But that story was crazy.
It's the
like,
end of the 17th century.
like
in
did
Japan,
that just
and a wealthy
recently
charcoal
happen?
dealer named Jirozaimon from
Like
the village of Sano
he
is
stabbed her
wandering around
30
the
times,
bustling
bro.
city of Edo. Running a successful business is tough, and Jiro needed some time off to recharge and thought the big city would be the best place to do just that. While walking
She
around,
shoulda just paid him back.
accidentally stumbles
Like-
into the pleasure district of Yoshiwara. Whoops, how did that happen? And there, he finds himself surrounded by the most beautiful women who all smile at him as he passes by. Jiro
yeah,
cannot
he
help but
crashed
stare
out for
back in
sure.
awe and wave sheepishly as this was something he was totally not used to. You see, due to a case of smallpox he suffered as a child, his face was badly disfigured, and no woman back home would even look at him or give him the time of day. As he wanders around Yoshiwara, he spots a beautiful courtesan in
Actually
the
happened.
distance. He rushes over to get a better look, and she's hands down the most stunning woman he has ever seen. He follows her back to her establishment and
apparently,
learns her name
this
is
is a true
Yatsuhashi.
story.
She's an oiran, a courtesan
Apparently,
of the
this is a
highest
true
class
story.
who only services nobles
That's
and the
all I
ultra
know.
rich.
Apparently.
As a successful businessman, Jiro had money, but merchants were on the lowest rung of the social ladder. Could he even have a shot to buy some time with this goddess of a woman? But to his surprise, Yatsuhashi smiles and accepts him. Now, it's important to note that at this time, the courtesans in this pleasure district had the right to turn away customers they didn't want to service. And so, for the first time in his life, Jiro seems to have found a woman who can look beyond his scarred face and see him for who he truly is. He instantly falls in love. Nothing in his life matters anymore, and he stays in Edo spending all of his time with Yatsuhashi. He begins to shower her with the most extravagant gifts. No expense is too much for the love of his life. But back home in Sano, without him around,
More of the
Jiro's
story,
charcoal
don't give
business
more than
begins to
fair
fall
share.
apart. The
Exactly.
company soon goes bankrupt, and his home and all of his land are sold off to pay his debts. Without any new money coming in from his business, and having already spent all the money he had on Yatsuhashi, Jiro finds himself penniless, but he can't stop wandering around Yoshiwara obsessively trying to catch his love when she's walking about. One day, Jiro finally manages to catch Yatsuhashi walking in a procession of courtesans, and he calls out to her. She ignores him, and in that moment he comes to the painful realization that his relationship with her was strictly business. She never had any real
Shoulda
feelings
known
for
that,
him.
my
She was
boy.
just humoring him for his money. I poured my heart out, spent my fortune. I'd heard courtesans were not sincere, but I believed Yatsuhashi was different. How could I have been so stupid to trust her? The pain is unbearable. So on December 19th, 1696, Jiro finds Yatsuhashi again walking through Yoshiwara in a procession, and in a final attempt yells out to her, "Please, could you just say one nice thing to me? I've lost everything because of you." Again, she ignores him and keeps walking. Finally recognizing he's truly lost everything, Jiro finally snaps. "How dare you ignore me after all this, you ungrateful wretch!" And he chases her to a tea house. Yatsuhashi is quickly escorted inside, but Jiro barges his way in and draws a short sword. According to some stories, it's a named blade called the Kagotsurube. "You've humiliated me enough!" he shouts, and he rushes at Yatsuhashi, who's making her way up a staircase. He lunges at the woman he once thought to be the love of his life, and with a single stroke, slices her in half. Her legs and waist tumble down the staircase while her hands grip its railing. Jiro runs up the stairs past his former lover and onto the roof, attempting to escape.
Total crash
The
out.
commotion attracts the police, and neighbors try to hit him with long sticks to get him down, but he's swinging his sword like a madman. Eventually, someone throws a bucket of water on him, which causes him to slip and fall to the ground, where he's quickly captured and later sentenced to death. Number 3, Jeffrey Hudson. It's 1690.
Alright. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Saw that randomly the other day. I'm take just like 3-minute break. And I'm gonna play some Oblivion or yeah, probably Oblivion. Something else. I don't know. wait. Is this another link? This might be a different link.
The reason I'm telling this story.
Oh. It is. Alright, bet.
First is because it's very relevant to today's Guanxi Corner, because I think a lot of people might listen to today's Guanxi Corner and say, this guy's making it up, it's a bunch of fanciful nonsense, but it's actually not. Now, Michael Simpson, he moved to China, to Shanghai. He's like I think he's a marketing head of the next like fashion brand or something. Correct. Anyway, he met one of his assistants in the shop type thing and got married straight away, fresh off the boat, you know. And I think this happens to a lot of guys before they get to know China very well. They don't understand the warning signs because they're not used to the culture and they're not used to the people. So he married someone who's a bit unstable, to put it mildly. Anyway, they had 2 children, as you can see in the picture here. And the relationship fell apart.
Well, why he look like Captain America,
and
Steve
he
Rogers.
moved in with his new girlfriend in Shanghai. Anyway, 2 years later, his ex-wife turns up at the door. This is in 2017, and stabbed him to death. Stabbed him in the throat because she came over to say, hey, listen, she wants to talk, so he lets her in. Not only did she stab him and kill him, but seriously injured his new girlfriend. She's got lifelong injuries, like severed her tendons and stuff in her arm and stuff because she was defending herself.
Well, we're definitely going to get demonetized now, so it's too late.
Well, I mean, just saying. So she murdered him, in cold blood. The children were in the house in another room. Yeah. Anyway, she did get arrested. And
which I'm surprised.
Wait, what? Hold on, wait, hold on.
No, I'm not surprised.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, what?
Not only did she stab him and kill him, but seriously injured his new girlfriend. She's got lifelong injuries, like severed her tendons and stuff in her arm and stuff because she was defending herself.
Well, we're definitely going to get demonetized now, so it's too late.
Well, I mean, just saying. So she murdered him, in cold blood. The children were in the house in another room. Yeah. Anyway, she did get arrested.
You know what? So I was watching the speed streams, right? I was watching the speed streams, and I was like, you know what? China might not be because I always thought like China was low key racist as fuck. Like if you're like black or just a sense of black, like you're probably gonna get like what I'm saying. But it's like it made me think that maybe it wasn't that bad. But you know what? After this, I mean, what the fuck?
And
which I'm surprised.
Well, no, I mean,
a girlfriend
I'm not
married.
Surprised, but
yeah,
kind of surprised.
No, she got arrested, and the children were then. Now this is the part that really irks me. Okay, these children both are British citizens. He's British, right? Okay, joint British and Chinese citizens. The way it works, yeah, which is not really allowed in China, but it's not recognized in China. That's what makes this worse.
No, you see, they can have the resident kids before they're 18 can have a resident book to live in China, but they have their citizenship. That's what we did.
All right, cool. Anyway, basically what happened is the children were then handed over to the mother, the murderer's parents, that set of grandparents, who lived 1,000 miles away in like a very rural city in Hubei.
Dang.
The grandfather's an illiterate bicycle repairman.
One of those street side ones.
Yes, street guys. Basically,
those guys are awesome, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. But the
37
grandparents were
minutes.
impoverished.
We are definitely not watching all of this.
Living in like basically a terrible situation. Okay, grandkids sent there. All right.
I'm not sure if I should skim through this,
the murdered
or
guy's
just
parents,
like watch half of it.
Obviously, wanted custody of the children. China's like no, okay.
And then I'll get back to it.
They fly
later.
over there.
China says no.
Yeah. Now here's the disgusting thing: grandparents living in the rural part of China said, "You can have custody of the children if you pay us more than 500,000 RMB." So they basically tried to sell the children.
It's like $100,000 almost.
Yeah,
watch out of it.
Tried to sell the children to the British grandparents, and they wouldn't even let them talk to the children unless they paid, what was it like, £8,000, £9,000,
like
whatever it is. 80,000 RMB. No, this is also what's really frustrating is the grandparents told the children that their father, the murdered father, had abandoned them and gone overseas to work, basically. So they didn't even know that the father was dead yet, okay?
Right.
They didn't know that their mother had murdered their father either. And bear in mind, the kids have been living with the father full time for 2 years. They loved their father. He loved them. The mother wasn't even around. She's, a crazy.
Well, she's a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insight.
Yeah. Okay. But now the kids are being told that the father's abandoned them basically and gone overseas. So anyway, they wanted that 550,000 RMB, $100,000 or whatever, to sell the children, and they also wanted a letter of forgiveness from those grandparents, because apparently, according to Chinese law, if a letter of forgiveness is written, then the sentence gets reduced. So her sentence would have been reduced, because she got 20 years, but it would have been reduced from 20 down to 10, actually cut in half.
If the old face thing.
If the British grandparents had written a letter of forgiveness.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, this throws so many things out there, like how the Chinese legal system works. Okay,
it doesn't.
It's like you murder someone, all right? But if the person you murdered's relatives write you a letter of forgiveness, suddenly your sentence can be reduced massively. It's a very, very dodgy system, because think about the bribery that can be involved, all the backdoor situations that can actually be used.
Of course. Give the judge a BMW, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not
like there's all sorts of crap. But what I'm trying to put forward is the absolute absurdity of the situation, okay? When the grandfather, his name's Ian, okay, went over, the British grandfather went over, one of the uncles of the Fu family actually told him that he should feel sorry for the woman, the murderer, because she's just lost a husband. And that he should pay the...
So reiterate that.
Yeah.
The uncle
said
told the British grandpa
yeah.
that he should be easy on the woman and give her sympathy because her husband just died.
Let me read the exact quote. Okay. He said, an uncle of the Fu family, who is himself a judge, so he's a Chinese judge, told the British grandparent, you should have sympathy for Wei Wei because she has lost her husband. And he also demanded that the British grandparents give money to the family because they are looking after your grandchildren.
Was he told, or was the court convinced that she wasn't the murderer at that point?
No, they knew.
Then how do you say that? That's psychopath.
So this is what the British grandfather said. He said, they seem to have forgotten the backstory and decided that we are bad guys coming to take their grandchildren away. Okay. I told him, we are the ones who lost a son. Your daughter killed our son and killed the children's father. You see, the logic here is absolutely astounding. And this is what happens when you have a foreigner versus Chinese situation. Because according to Chinese law, only the parents have the right to decide who should care for their children. And
that's correct.
This is what happened, okay? Their father died, but their mother is alive. Before she was jailed, she wrote a letter of authorization to her brother and father, making them guardians of her children. Therefore, the British grandparents have no right to apply to be the children's guardians. So she murders her husband, and then she gets to decide where her children stay. Do you understand just how ridiculous that situation is? So it was her, the murderer, who said, I give custody of my children to my brother and my father. It's absolutely absurd. Yeah. So anywhere else in the world, I think people would be like, wait, what the hell? You know, surely yeah, the government should step in and take protective custody of the children, and they should decide, and certainly not rely on the murderers, you know.
Now, the reason this happened a while ago, and it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So the British grandparents have gotten custody of one child.
Yeah, I'll just quickly finish that off. They were in negotiations, of course, to try and bring both children back. Because you have to understand that the opportunity, well, first of all, it's their grandchildren. I understand it's also the Chinese grandparents, but the Chinese grandparents are living in abject poverty in the middle of the countryside and cannot offer a good upbringing to these children. No. Okay? Also, their daughter murdered the son of the other two. Okay? Yeah, the daughter murdered the dad. I think in this situation, everybody could agree that morally, the not murderer grandparents should take custody, because you're dealing with a family of crazies, and the way that the family behaved.
I mean, afterwards, you can't pin the crime on them, but what you can do is look at their actions after the fact.
Yeah, they try to sell the children. They actually try to sell the children as if they were commodities. You should be like, you know what, the British grandparents should get them. Anyway, they managed to get custody of the girl, because in traditional Chinese values or whatever, a girl is worth way less than a boy as a child. So they refused to let the boy go back to England, but they did. They allowed the girl to go back after being paid another, whatever it was, 80,000 RMB, and with promises that the girl has to call once a week on WeChat and stuff like that, you know, and whatever. And that's fine. But the fact that they had to sell the girl to the other grandparents and put them through all this rigmarole, and then at the last minute refused to sell the son to the grandparents and kept him in rural China, where they've still telling him that his father abandoned him, by the way. He still doesn't know his father's dead. which is ridiculous.
Dude, that's so.
And he cannot speak English anymore, even though he grew up learning English with his father. They've erased that part of him away from him, and it's a terrible, terrible story. And I want people to listen to this story because it's very true. Look it up. The guy's name is Michael Simpson. You can read about it online. It's just horrific. And this is what happens when you get a court battle situation with a foreigner versus Chinese. It's almost impossible for the foreigner to win because you have to play by the Chinese rules, and China is always number one. China is always right. Our Chinese people always come first.
Not only not playing devil's advocate here at all.
Mm-hmm.
It also happens. It's not just about this. It's so niche to just point out this is what happens with foreigner versus Chinese.
Sure.
This also happens when one party has massive influence and the other party does not. You are powerless in court because there is no independent judiciary.
That's true.
And that's the base
reputation
function, right?
matters.
Doesn't matter if you're a foreigner or not.
Status
if you have an independent judiciary, you should have a fair trial.
Over there.
Right? If you come to the U.S., a Chinese person can go to court. They can have a fair trial.
Yeah.
You can't do that as a foreigner. You can't do that as a poor person. You can't do that as someone that has no connections in China. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's bribery and it's corruption and it's pure evil.
Absolutely. And you're 100% correct. The difference is that this is not a particularly well-connected family we're talking about here.
That's
so in this,
where that's
in this situation,
I agree.
Foreigner versus Chinese will always take precedence 100% of the time.
There's like a caste tier system. Foreigners the bottom.
But yes, we've both met a lot of Chinese people in China who've been screwed over.
Totally screwed.
And there's nothing they can do, even when it's not their fault at all.
Especially when it comes like property and stuff, or like, especially lost generation parents.
Oh, it's terrible.
So the reason we brought this up, because it is old news.
Yes.
The update is that, like you said, one child has gone back to British custody.
Yeah.
Now, we were contacted by a person. We were going to, he didn't even ask for this, but I'm going to change his name and his wife's name and any date and any pertinent information, but keep the meat of the story, exactly what happened. And locations I'll change as well. The reason I brought this up is because it mirrors this quite succinctly, this story. And this is something happening now. So yes, we didn't know Michael Simpson. It's something we feel heavily for.
It happened while we were in China, and we have very similar circumstances because we're both married. We both have half Chinese, half Western children, and although we know our wives would never pull anything like that and try to murder us, hopefully with a knife, the fact of the matter is, you realize just how little, how few, in fact, non-existent rights you have as a foreigner living in China. If anything ever happens in the legal sense, you don't have a leg to stand on. I know, I'm not an American citizen. I'm here, on a legitimate working visa. I know that if I get into some kind of dispute, and let's just say something happens, an altercation or some kind of legal battle happens, I will have the same representation and the same amount of rights as a local American. If we're in a car accident and whatever, anything like that, I know that I will have a fair go at it. I know that the courts will treat me fairly. But I know in China that there's no chance at all that the courts will treat me fairly, and I have no rights in China as a foreigner. That's something that became very clear over the years living in China.
Agreed.
And this really hit it home.
So we were contacted by somebody that has a very similar story, but this is a current story.
Okay.
And it's someone that we have personal contact with.
Yes.
And I asked him, can we cover this? Like, it was that big of a deal. I was like, can we cover this on the podcast? And he goes, absolutely. Not only might there be people that can reach out and help me, or, just potentially get the word out, right?
Right.
So this is what happened. You ready?
Yep.
So back in 2012, my wife and I, Jane, were in Australia. Oh, I'm from Australia, by the way. But this is going to be very reading heavy, guys. Just bear with me. Anyways, we were in Australia trying desperately to avoid returning to China and my wife's toxic family. Her dad and her stepmom are both nouveau riche, forgotten generation boomers, and have gotten most of the lost generation type attributes like screwing anyone over for 10 mao. 10 mao is a very low
10 cents.
denomination.
Yeah, like Wu Mao is 50 cents.
This is despite the fact they already have more money than they'll ever be able to spend. And that's a trait we're very familiar with. It doesn't matter. It's a free bottle of water. The lost generation will go for it even if they're millionaires.
Yeah.
At the time, my wife's father was using his cancer diagnosis to emotionally blackmail her into bringing our family back to China. This is a very common tactic.
Dude, look, I just have to interject that this is very... Remember I interviewed that foreigner who was in serious trouble a couple of episodes ago, and it was the same thing. Because his wife didn't want to go back to China. They didn't want to go. They had a good life in the USA. But it was the grandparent, it was a grandparent who got cancer or got some problem. And they used that as blackmail to get him back and force them to stay there. Now he can't leave.
Right. Eggs abandoned.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try not to interrupt too much.
Sure. Sorry, yeah.
No, it's not. That's your fault.
I'm good at interrupting. Watch me.
We've been back and forth from Australia to China since 2004, but never settled there because her father was so verbally and psychologically abusive. We'd go to China, get sick of the mind games and abuse, and then come back to Australia. Unfortunately, despite knowing better, we'd usually end up going back to China. My wife was fearsomely loyal to her dad, even though he'd screwed us over many times, and naturally he knew how to manipulate her exceedingly well. And that's filial piety, right?
Sure.
So back to Australia, circa 2012. We were adamant not to go back to China this time, but Jane was under incredible amounts of stress because of her father's cancer diagnosis and emotional blackmail. Eventually she broke, quite literally. She started having panic attacks, and not long after that she was diagnosed with depression and put on to antidepressants. Unfortunately, she was misdiagnosed. The antidepressants triggered a manic episode and she went crazy. Violent suicide attempts, delusions, voices, a complete psychotic break. Luckily, I was able to get her to a
freaking
doctor. She was sectioned.
drugs and shit.
I required to submit a compulsory treatment for a period of 7 weeks. It was a long road back to sanity. At the end, at the end of it, she was a shadow of her former self. It was one of the saddest periods of my entire life, particularly because in the midst of her illness, all she fixated on was her negative thoughts and energy on myself. The doctor explained that this was a common occurrence, but after more than a decade of love and sacrifice, it was very hard to bear. I thought about our relationship and her very fragile health very seriously. Eventually, I figured being back in China actually might be the best thing for her recovery. So reluctantly, very reluctantly, we returned. Happily, it appeared to have the desired effect. The light returned to our eyes. Bringing my wife back to China, it was like bringing a fish back to water. Everything went well for a time. Her parents behaved themselves, and for the first time ever, we found ourselves settling in. So they're finally back settled in now.
Sure.
Fast forward to 2018. My wife's dad is dead, obviously the cancer. But now we're staying in China to look after the stepmother. Life is pretty good, but my wife was unhappy with her medications. She was on some antipsychotic medicine. The pills smoothed out the highs and lows, but she found herself becoming dissatisfied with constantly being in the middle, neither happy nor sad. I could relate, but to be honest, I preferred that to her losing her mind again. Apparently, she didn't agree, and she thought she could manage her condition. Essentially, have her cake and eat it too. I didn't realize until later she started altering her regimen, i.e. she took less and less medication, oftentimes missing out altogether, and she was a ticking time bomb, and it wasn't long before she went off. This is where it gets bad.
Wait, before you get into the more bad stuff, I have to talk about mental health in China.
Yeah.
It's abysmal.
Yeah. Mental health care.
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife, one of the duties my wife as a doctor in China, one of her duties, she's a GP, mind you, she's not a mental health specialist. No. One of her duties was she had like an Excel spreadsheet of all the mental patients in the district, okay? And a huge district. And she'd have to call up the family members.
Check-in.
And basically say, are they taking their medication? Yes, no, check, done, okay? And if there were problems, she'd have like a police liaison that she would have to talk to go there to check it up. That's it. They leave it all in the hands of the families, okay? Very, very badly monitored. And the families can tell you, piss off, and, there's nothing you can really do. The way it works in China is terrible. There's no real infrastructure to deal with mental health.
Well, it's the belief that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and the thing is, especially with the one-child policy, usually if they found out there's any chance of Down syndrome or any kind of a thing like that, they abort the baby anyway, right? So it's kind of rare to see mentally disabled people in China. You actually, in the 14 and a half years that I lived in China, I probably saw, like, in public, a mentally disabled person about 5 times.
I only saw them begging.
Yeah, that's different. That's professional begging. But actually, like, as in going to a shopping mall or something and seeing someone being pushed in a wheelchair, maybe 5 times in 14 and a half years. Different, you pop over to Hong Kong or any other Western country, it's quite common. And there's facilities like there to cater for them, and you get like actual mental hospitals, you get insane asylums, you get all the stuff that people need in order to take care of this. China doesn't have the infrastructure to take care of mental illness. It's never dealt with. It's always just kind of procrastinated. It's like, oh yeah, just, let the family look after it. Oh, it's okay, just ignore it, it'll go away, it'll get better. And it never does. And you have massive amounts of mental health issues. And you do have people going off in China, like doing these mass stabbing sprees and stuff. And whenever this happens, they always say, oh, mental.
Hold on, let me say this. I gotta play something or else I'm gonna fall asleep. I'll finish this later. But hold on, how the fuck? What the fuck? Why is it not letting me save this shit? Oh. Oh, there we go. Well, moral of the story, do not get married in China. I mean, you can, but just make sure she's not fucking insane. I'm pretty sure not everybody's insane. Every woman's insane in China. I'm pretty sure. If you got any suggestions on what to play, be my guest. Fatal Fury, Oblivion, Exposition 33, or Silent Midnight. But I'm gonna pick fucking In the Meantime. Or if you don't care, that's fine by me. Cause I'm just gonna pick one. All of it was, bro, listen. Bro, here's the thing, bro. Everybody can be crazy, right? Don't mess around with too many women in China. Shit. Listen. Just crazy out there. Don't tell me did I get? Don't tell me I got lost during this. Period. Is this it right here? Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I've done and what And remember your marriage seriously? Bro, the fact that... So why'd she do it? Like, there's no real reason why she did it? Or did I miss that part? What the fuck? For the money, right? What's that? She just did it or something. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, fuck. That's a little weird. She was already in that zone when she found out. This game is definitely harder than Skyrim. Like, it's like not, but it is. Like, it's just like, in like, quests, like, finding shit out. Like, I gotta really, like, look up some YouTube videos on how to figure all this shit out. Like, I didn't even have to figure too much shit out. But actually, never mind. Now that I think about it, I think I did. I did watch a lot of YouTube videos on Skyrim. Dang. So she was really just crazy, bro. That's some crazy work right there. She was just blind. Gaze open elsewhere. Huh. Oh well. I'll come back to it. I don't have to do this shit right now. I could just do the arena shit then. Oh, or I can just go over here. I think this is where I'm supposed to go anyway. Remember that Boondocks episode with Luna? Of course I remember that shit. That's one of that, bro. For those who don't know, that's one of my favorite episodes. Yeah. Luna's one of my favorite characters, or at least one of my one-off characters. Just because of how goofy and crazy she is. Dang. Bro. I forgot what the another one-off characters. She's like one of the few one-off characters that are like really good. Other than like who else? I can't think of another one off the top of my head. Cause a lot of them are reoccurring. She should have been a reoccurring character, but she's not. Dang. Using that as a torch. I knew I found you in there with that white bleed. That part alone. She got slapped up by all her freaking boyfriends, bro. Dang. Where am I supposed to see? The navigation is ass. Like, why can't Bethesda just do navigation right for once? Like, what the fuck? But the way they do navigation is just crazy. Oh, that works. Okay. Guess I didn't think that was gonna work. What the fuck? Darth Maul? Potion of sorcery. Don't have any better weapons? Guess not. Oh, shit. Pay and fall. I need like. Oh, never mind. I'm over encumbered. I gotta plug my headphones in real quick. Bro, this shit doesn't want to fucking stay on. I guess I'll just drop this. Dang. That's a lot of weight. Why is that so fucking... What the fuck? And the damage is not even that good. Like, what the fuck? Might as well just drop that shit then. Yes. Cool. Didn't know if that was gonna work. Not gonna go near that. you see? Oh, he's trying to like jump scare. Dang. So, okay. So basically, Oblivion is about stopping demons. Skyrim is about stopping dragons. What the heck is Elder Scrolls 6 gonna be about? I just never really thought about it. Elder gods? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Blitz. You're fucking cooking with that idea. I hope that's where they're going. That would be cool. Like on some straight up God of War type of shit. That would be dope as fuck. That's a good idea. Because we already got a glimpse of it in Skyrim. That would be dope. I'm not sure if we do in this game, but
it's the smell, really.
You closed the gate. I knew you could do it. This is our chance to launch a counterattack. I need you to come with us. You've got far more combat experience than these men. Are you able to join us now? I can wait, but not for long. We've got to move quickly before they have a chance to barricade the city gate. For Kvatch!
Smoke and fire, and something worse. In the ruins.
Oh. We're going straight in? Okay. Hopefully it doesn't glitch out. Oh, you did that last time. Save it right here just in case it does. Tweaking.
Come on! For Kvatch!
My aim isn't that good with the bird. I guess it's not that bad either. First either.
We wiped the bastards out. It's safe to pull those people out of the chapel. Let's get in there and make sure they're all right. Come on. This is only the beginning of the battle for Kvatch. We can discuss the next phase once the civilians are safe.
Okay. Read. I gotta see if you can enchant weapons in this game or not.
Report, soldier.
Sir, we're all that's left. Barrack Inian, myself, and these civilians.
That's it? There's no one else?
There were others, sir, but they refused to stay put. We tried to convince them it was dangerous, but they left anyway.
Never go back to Raccoon City.
Very well.
Ever.
The area outside the chapel has been cleared, and these people need to be taken to safety.
I heard it's a good vacation spot.
But sir, I want to help fight.
You will, soldier. Once they're secure, get back here immediately. We'll need every available blade. There'll be plenty of fighting to go around.
Sir, yes, sir. Civilians, it's time to move out. Let's go.
We've done it. I can't believe it. I didn't really think this would work. Maybe we do have a fighting chance. Oh yes, we're not done, not even close. This was only the first step. If this town is to be ours again, we'll need to get inside the castle. You've come this far with us. Will you go further? If we're truly going to succeed, I'll need much more of your help. I warn you though, what we've seen so far is nothing compared to the battle that likely awaits us. Take a few moments to catch your breath and think it over. When you're ready, let me know and we'll get underway.
I'll definitely come back because I know whatever you got in store is some bullshit. Go to the city. Upgrade. And do the Coliseum shit, the arena shit. If it wasn't for the cleanup crew, that'd be a different situation.
Good day. Still teach alteration. The priests and priestesses of the Chapel of Dibella have all been murdered. No one even knows who did it.
Apparently no one has any idea who did it.
See, that's the thing, like, it's impossible to not look badass if you're an Argonian.
On the very altar of love.
Everybody, every Argonian looks badass. Every Khajiit looks badass too, honestly. They did the remaster pretty good. The Khajiits look goofy as hell in the original. Dang, where the F am I going? Oh, whoops. I forgot. I'm not following the marker. My bad. What the
chapel there?
Hold up.
Bye.
What you doing? Why were you running?
You have words?
They clean
What's
up the
going on with
situation
you?
that happened.
Black Marsh has become more dangerous than ever.
City
Many
board
settlers have been lost, and
Yeah.
most non-Argonians have left in fear. I've heard many. Urjabi helps his brothers, Rajirad and Hasiri, to run the Black Horse Courier. Others ride. We organize. We.
Alright, bro. I support Khajiit business, bro. As long as you're not fucking around.
The Black Horse Courier.
Oh, I can't even
The
buy
Heroes
those.
of Black Marsh. Good day. Rajirad greets you. Be seeing you.
Alright, never mind. Motherfuckers are bull crapping, bro. Bullshit. Bull.
Greetings, Imperial. Well met. They say that when you murder someone, the Dark Brotherhood comes to you in your sleep.
Talking about the that one Raccoon City game. I didn't play that one.
Good afternoon.
What? I do have. Very good. Bye.
So I don't really remember. Basically cleaning the aftermath of situations taking the mind from it. Strike speed.
Take this. It's from a friend.
What the fuck? Finding the Thieves Guild? Oh, bet. I'll do that. After I do the arena shit real quick, I wanna do that. I don't know how much important eating is, but I'ma just do.
Greeting.
I'm a busy man. I don't know. You're damn right. You again, huh?
Bro.
You what? You want to be a combatant?
Yes.
Look at you. My granny could beat you, and she's dead. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? What is it with you people? You walk in, want to be combatants, and your entrails end up decorating my red room. All right, it's your funeral. Welcome to the arena, you filthy pit dog. You're free to fight so long as you know the rules of competition. Now let me give you your battle raiment. It's the uniform of all arena combatants. Do you want a light raiment or a heavy raiment? A light raiment, huh? You sure? I figured you for the heavy raiment type. You know, hide behind a skin of steel. Okay then, here. Put that on. See if it fits okay. When you're ready for a match, I'll be waiting. You want to fight, you talk to me. All right then? Ready? You haven't run. Ready? You call that ready? You're not even wearing your battle raiment. Don't talk to me again until you're suited up, you disrespectful maggot.
I should have picked. Hold on, wait a minute. Because I don't even remember what my specialty is. Light armor or heavy armor? Dang it. Hold on, wait a minute. Athletic, nimble, blah blah. Okay, so it's probably light armor. Most likely. Tell me though. Dang it. It is heavy armor. Fuck. Affects your ability to use heavy armor more effectively. What? Like, affects your ability to use effectively. So, wait, so it's good? Heavy armor you wear degrades much faster. Wait, what? So is it good or bad? And my light armor is ass. Oh. Alright, I'm about to get the fucking heavy armor then, you know what?
I don't know who you are, friend, but you've got about 10 seconds. You what? You want to be a combatant? Look at you! My granny could beat you, and she's dead. Here, wear it proudly. And keep it in good condition, would you? That way I can give it to some other suicidal idiot after you're dead. Just let me know when you're ready for a match, and we can get this over with. Get a move on. You haven't run home to Mama yet, huh? That's a good sign. So, you ready for a match, or do you just need some information? All right, maggot. Looks like you're suited up in your battle raiment and all set to go. The Red Room is just over there. When you're ready to get eviscerated, just head up the ramp to the arena. Good luck, and may Azura have mercy on your soul.
Virgil versus Wesker. I feel like that's just disrespectful to Virgil. Virgil got that hands down. As much as I'm a Resident Evil fan, I mean, come on, let's just be honest, bro.
I'm a busy man. What is it?
Dang, can I just borrow one of these? Hold on, I might want. Dang, how the fuck am I over encumbered, bro? The fuck? I guess I don't have any space to. Shit.
Good people of the Imperial City, welcome to the arena. For this match, we've got some fresh meat, 2 brand new pit dogs. So let's not waste any time. Let the battle begin.
Sounded like Star Wars music or something.
Show me what you've got. This ends here. And my efforts to be impressed.
Oh, you're gonna heal? She healed. You fucking asshole. I'ma heal too then, man.
Victory will be mine!
Bro. Alright. I said this was gonna be easy, but
You'll never
of course this is not. She fucking healed. Like, come on.
Let's get this over with. Show me what you've got.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Show me what you've got. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
should have did that from the start, but whatever.
Have a winner! All hail the combatant from the blue team! Victor from the blue team, leave the arena now and...
By the 9 divines, you... Here.
Thanks, man. And I'm probably gonna save it there. I would stream it longer, but I got work in the morning, so yeah. I might stream tomorrow, might not. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in, I appreciate it. I know Johnny Somali might do something stupid again tomorrow or the next day or it's bound to happen. And if not, some other idiot's gonna do something stupid. You know the spiel. Alright, well, peace. Good night.